Welcome back to our exciting journey learning about proportional relationships. Today we are going to finish up all the 7th grade proportional relationship stuff. So we've been talking about proportional relationships and how you can look at a table and see if it's proportional or not, and how you can write an equation to represent it from a table. Now we're going to learn how to do those two things with a graph. Go ahead and pause, add this to your table of contents, create a new page, and write down the EQ. And again, we're going to focus on looking at a graph and telling if it's proportional, and also how to write an equation from a graph. Okay, watch me have some fun with this thing. Shower heads. You might not have thought about that, but when you take a shower, your shower head puts out a certain number of gallons per minute. So the equation y equals 5x represents the relationship between the number of gallons of water used y and the number of minutes x for most shower heads made before 1994. So if you live in an old house or an old apartment that has not been updated in a while, you might have one of these old and efficient shower heads. All right, so how do we know it's a proportional equation, proportional relationship? That's because we can actually write it in the format y equals 5x. What is our k? Our k is 5. Our constant of proportionality is 5 because it's going to be 5 gallons per minute. Okay, so let's complete this table here. So in 1 minute, we're going to use 5 gallons. 2 minutes, we're going to use 10 gallons of water. Oh, come on. 3 minutes, 15. All right, well, let's go the other way. How many minutes would a 35-gallon shower give us? Well, how many times does it take to count? How many chunks of 5 does it take to get to 35? So that would be 7. And if we did a 10-minute shower, we would be multiplying by 5, and we would get a 50-minute shower, a 50-gallon shower, goodness. Okay, so we can take this and we can turn it into ordered pairs. So this is our y, this is our x, because we went gallons per minute. And we can unpack them down here. So here's xy, 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 and so on. So we have 1 and 5, we have 2 and 10, 3 and 15, 7 and 35, 10 and 50. Okay, I can turn around then and graph that right over here on this little graph. So I'm going to go over 1 minute, up 5 gallons, over 2 minutes, 10 gallons, 3 minutes, 15 gallons, 7 minutes, 35 gallons, 10 minutes, 50 gallons, and I can put an arrow through these. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. All right, so if I use the shower head for 0 minutes, meaning I don't turn on the shower, how many gallons of water will I use? Duh, Miss Sharp, I'll use 0 gallons. What ordered pair would represent that? That is 0, 0. And what do I call 0, 0, or this little spot right here? Well, it's where the line originates from, so we actually call it the origin. Hopefully you remember that from elementary school. If I use the shower head for 1 minute, I'm not going to get very clean, but if I use the shower head for 1 minute, how many gallons of water will I use? Well, that would be right here, 1 minute, and I would use 5 gallons. So that would be 1, 5, showing me that I'm going to use 5 gallons. And whenever we look at how much for 1, oh my goodness, that takes us back to the first lesson in this series, and that is actually my unit rate. So 5 gallons per minute is also my unit rate, which is also my K, right? Do we see how it's all linking together now? If I continued this table to include 23 minutes, would the point 23, 125 be on this graph? Well, let's see. We know our equation is y equals kx, and in this case, my k is 5. Okay. Well, if it was 23 minutes, and minutes is my x, what happens when I do that? What is 5 times 23? Well, 5 times 20 is 100, and 5 times 3 is 15, so that would actually be 115, not 125. So would this be on the graph? No. Okay, I gave you this piece of paper. I want you to whip it out and give these two a try. We'll talk about the answer tomorrow. There, now you can see the whole thing again. Go ahead and try B as well. And one last little thing. It is actually way easier to tell if something's proportional or not from a graph. You basically have to do no math, you just have to look at it. If the graph makes a straight line through the origin, and again, the origin is 0, 0, then it's proportional. If the line doesn't go through the origin, or if the line is not straight, hey, guess what? Not proportional. Pause, copy this down. Again, all we're going to do is look at the line. If it's a straight line through the origin, bam, we know it's a proportional relationship. Okay, so I'm just going to look at my line. Is it straight? Yes. Does it go through the origin? Yes. Is it a proportional relationship? Yes, because it makes a straight line graph through the origin. All right, I take a look at this. Is it a straight line? Yes. Does it go through the origin? No. Is it proportional? No, because it does not make a straight line through the origin. All right, go ahead and draw this fancy graph right here. So let's test it out. We're going to look at it. Does it make a straight line? Yes. Does it go through the origin? Yes, it does. Is it proportional relationship? Yes. So we're going to say PR. We're going to be a little bit longer, but we can still abbreviate with proportional relationship, and Y. So it's PR because it is a straight line through the origin. Okay, let's try another one. Go ahead and pause and copy this thing down. All right, let's look at it. Is it a straight line? Yes. Does it go through the origin? No. Is it a PR? No. So we're going to say not a PR because why? Because it doesn't go through the origin. Wah, wah. All right, one more. Oh, come on. Anyways, let me see if I can use my mouse. Okay, copy that beautiful graph down and let's take a look at it. Is it a straight line? No. It does go through the origin, but because it's not a straight line, is it proportional? No. So let's write it out. Not a PR because it is not a straight line. Whoops. Straight line. I can't write a straight line with this thing. All right, hopefully that made sense to you. Okay, on the piece of paper I gave you, go ahead and try this one. Go graph the points and tell me if it's a proportional relationship or not. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in class tomorrow. Make sure you have just the front side of the sheet done. Don't bother with the back side just yet. We are going to talk about how to write an equation from a graph tomorrow, and we're going to get some more practice in. So just get that front side with those 3 problems done, have your notes done, and show up in class tomorrow with any questions you have. All right, get a good night's sleep, and I'll see you in class.